Here we go.
We're happy to see you, Jason. I'm happy to...
Lovely. Thank you. Good evening, and if anyone welcome if you're watching on catch up. Let's give everyone a little wave if you're watching and catch up. And a special hello and good evening to Hazel, who's with us tonight, to Kirstine, to Wendy, to Jane, and to Lo. Welcome, gang. Shall we do our loveometer? And we'll get going. If you'd like to rate how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 today, an 8, that's pretty good. A 4, an 8, and a 9. Bring up the chat. So an 8, a 4, an 8, a 9, and a 7. That's pretty good. So we'll just be watching our scores, see how we feel at the end, and see if practicing mindfulness changes those scores. And that's the whole idea, of course. It's nice to live without being a prisoner in your mind, isn't it? And it's nice to be able to focus on something that makes you feel good. And tonight we're going to do a wee bit more about labeling. We're going to talk a little bit more because we're going to expand our awareness of labeling. Yesterday we did the body scan and we introduced the concept of labeling. So that when you felt a particular sensation like your neck was stiff, you could say one word, stiff, or stiff's quite a good word, or tense, whatever you like. And we worked on labeling the body sensations, but we just would like to expand that a wee bit tonight to take in everything that can go on. Like, for example, thoughts. You might be thinking what you're going to do later, which we call planning. So you might just say, planning. You realize that you're distracted from your mindful practice, but being non-judgmental, we want to be really glad that we noticed, and those labels are great. So you can just say planning, and then you realize that we can shelf that for later. That's okay. The mind's quiet. It wants to plan. It's not used to being quiet. Or maybe you're thinking about something today or earlier. You could call that reflecting. Um, with your thoughts, or you could just be really neutral actually and say thinking. Um, because then when you catch yourself thinking about something that's outside the mindful practice, if you just say thinking, that may be enough just to label your experience at that in this moment now, and then go back into the breath or whatever you're trying to do. We want to be aware of everything that's coming in through our senses. We want to be aware of all our senses. So, being aware of temperature. So it might be that you feel cool or you feel warm or you feel a tingliness. That's quite common, isn't it, with us, especially when healing's involved. You might think it's kind of tingly. Um, but you might feel that kind of Reiki energy or energy. I will bring some energy into it tonight, I think. We did in the first night, but just for you to feel that. But the other big one is our emotions, really. Emotions. And we have so many emotions and they're so varied. It's okay to think and it's okay to have emotions when we're doing mindfulness. But if they're going to get in the way of our practice, we maybe want to label those emotions as well. Um, and I think neutral terms are pretty good. Let me bring up my wee notes. I've t- I've got 3 points on that piece of paper because you can't beat a bit of paper, like for a structure or whatever. But I've got some notes here, so let's have a wee look at them. This one here. Ah, okay. So yeah, there we go. A little bit on labeling, which can be related to any stimuli at all. Um, Using brief, calm labels to name what you notice. So your thoughts, your feelings, the body sensations, urges, you know, like wanting to spend a penny or have something to eat or have a little drink. Water, of course, whatever the urges might be. And yeah, I think we take 3 breaths as always to ground ourselves, and we scan for whatever's present. So, you know, we're looking for the labels here, really. So, labels simply say one word or short phrases, really, they are best. Thinking, sad for an emotion, tension, and wanting for the urge there. I don't know if you would use different words, but it's finding ones that you feel okay using, I guess. So mindfulness is an awareness of everything without judgment. It's just as simple as that. So when we're aware we're having an emotion um, that's a little bit harsh, harsh is a good word, I think, because you might be thinking of yourself, you might be judging yourself. So you might say judgment, or you may say harsh. Um, it's finding some labels. So if you want to keep it simple, you can simply refer to the body sensation, whatever that feels like. For example, tense. Thinking is thinking. As I say, you could say planning, or you could say reflecting, you can say analyzing. But as soon as you say that word, that label, then it's a reason to let the planning or the analysing go. It's a reason just to come back gently into the practice. So you could use these as an anchor, if you like, to bring yourself back. So you say it once, basically, whatever it is you're experiencing, thoughts, emotions, sensations, give it a little label, and then return to the breath or your senses. So it's that the story that's potentially unfolding in your mind doesn't go too far. And that's why we put a little label in, because we can just say, planning. And we'll just remember that's legitimate and it's okay to plan, but we'll do that later. But it saves all that chat. So saying that one word and bringing yourself back to the breath makes it a little bit more likely that you stop planning and you go back into your practice there. Repeat as needed. You can pop a label in as often as you want to. There'll be some times where you feel you're doing it a lot, because thoughts come in, or emotions arise, or sensations happen, and that's absolutely fine. But the idea is just to bring yourself back into you, into the present moment, and that awareness of you in every level and your surroundings without judgment. Um, yeah. I think that's enough on that for just now. If it's an emotion, as you can see, if I can just pull that down a wee bit, there we go. So what we've got here is a few examples. Yeah, that's okay. So when upset, it might be that you label anger because you can feel whatever upset you creeping into your practice. So, you know, that's a very specific word. So it's just one example. Overwhelm is one that I would use, when there's a lot going on. I quite like to use that word and recognize that there's a lot going on right now, which brings me back into my breath or my center. So you label that anger, you breathe, and then you may be aware of the feeling in your body. So it's okay then to describe that. It might be that you feel really stiff, because sometimes we do get like that when we're angry, don't we? And our muscles tense and everything, and our whole body is holding on to tension. When the mind wanders, you might call it thinking, label it as thinking, take a nice deep breath. Um, and then, you may realize that your thinking was about planning or reflecting or worry, and it's absolutely fine to use those as labels. So, a few tips for you with it. Use neutral tone and avoid I am. Because when you say I am, it's part of you, it's one with you, it's fused. And we're actually just acknowledging something. We don't want to deeply connect with it. We're simply acknowledging that came in, there's the label, and I'm back into my center again. It's really useful, isn't it? Especially for meditating on your own. When you've not got a guiding voice, it's really useful to do this. Yes, don't use words like stupid, I'm stupid, or here I go again. Thinking would be better. If a strong emotion overwhelms, then label the sensations. So it might be tightness or shaking. Shaking's quite a good one, actually, you know. Um, so that means there's a strong emotion, it's quite overwhelming, it could be all consuming. So we're just going to say shaking or tightness and bring ourselves back into the breath. And then if you feel that emotion again, you could label how it feels in your body a little bit more. Okay, and eventually it will disappear. And we're going to do work on that to help actually process what comes up and process experiences and things that have happened to us. I'm just going to talk a wee bit about anchoring and then we'll get going. And we'll put it all into practice. Um, as you can see, Jason's been busy. There we go. So here are a few anchors that you can use. You can use the breath as an anchor, always. And the breath is a brilliant one to use as an anchor because you can, for example, start to focus on the coolness of the in breath. You know, that's one of my favorites. I always kind of guide people into focusing on following the breath. And you may just focus on the coolness of each in breath through your nostrils, or you may wish to focus on the warmth of the out breath. You may wish to focus on your chest, gently rise as you inhale and then fall as you exhale, and allow that to be your anchor. It's just to keep you there in the practice without judging anything. We'll talk about counting breaths and stuff another time, of course. We do that all the time. Body sensations, notice contact points. And I think this is a really useful one. If you're sitting down just now, just really feel your feet on the ground. Notice the sensations in your feet. You know, like, maybe they feel a little bit cool. Can you feel the contact between your socks and your feet? Can you feel the ground underfoot? That's a great anchor. And just to feel your feet on the ground. Or you can do it with your body in the chair and just notice the chair supporting you and just focus on that support. Or you can focus on your body if you're lying in your bed and the backside of your body and the contact and your head on the pillow, which is quite nice to do. Sounds, yeah, I think sounds can be quite useful. Wind chimes are really good. Just a really good wee vibe that goes off. Or you may be like me and really enjoy the sounds of the birds and you open your window when you're meditating so you can hear them that wee bit louder. That's what I'm doing just now as the blackbird is joyously singing. That's definitely my favourite anchor at the moment is listening to Blackbird, you know, and just hearing Blackbird sing and that pause and then another song that's completely different from the previous song. And it's just such a wonderful thing to do. But if you were outside in nature, it could be waves or it could be the wind. It could be anything you want, but sounds are pretty useful. Sounds are pretty useful. Um, Touching something. So holding a crystal, you know, and actually feeling the crystal. There's nothing to stop you moving when you're doing mindfulness. You don't need to sit there like really stiff and kind of keep using that word tonight. I don't know why. But there's nothing to stop you actually moving a little bit too. Um, and there's nothing to stop you rubbing your crystal, like feeling your crystal, especially if it's quite an interesting shape, and just rubbing that and feeling that. And it might be that you do that when you notice that you've been thinking and feeling a particular way, you've labeled it, you've came back to the breath and you're using your crystal. And if you are like me, you'll be thinking, what crystal can I use? What's nice and grounding? Well, it depends what kind of meditation you want to do. I mean, I think purple amethyst is amazing, or chevron amethyst. If you want to have a dreamy meditation. But if you want to ground yourself, something like black tourmaline or smoky quartz, would be useful. Um, so choosing the crystal is lovely as well. Um, a one that I love to do, okay, is Moldavite, and I actually was wearing it quite a lot at the weekend. Moldavite is green, of course. It's a really big energy. So using that is a wonderful, 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 wonderful anchor, that affects how you're feeling. So you're just feeling whatever it is. Of course, in some cultures they use beads, um, and they count the beads. And you see people, even if you're in Greece, when you go through the villages and they're sitting with their beads and their rosaries, they're really practicing mindfulness. They won't tell you that, but that's what that is. It's an anchor, to allow them to stay grounded. You could use a mantra or a phrase as well, something, peace. Peace is a really nice one that I would use, and we've done that one before. Just every so often, you can say peace and focus on that as a mantra. And finally, well, no, there's actually more. If I remember right, a visual point's quite good. So lighting a candle's nice. You don't always have to have your eyes closed to do mindfulness. The way we're doing it tonight, yeah, because if you're going into your body, you're scanning your body. If you close your eyes, you're opening your third eye, of course. But in your ordinary practice, you might have your eyes kind of mostly shut like that, softly open, and you might have a candle. And it may be that every now and again you wish to focus on the candle. Or if you've got a big window next to where you meditate, like in here, you might want to look at a tree or the trees and just watch them gently move and sway with the breeze. So a visual point can be useful. A dot on the wall, anything that you want, anything that you want. Movement, as I say, we don't have to stay still. So it may be that every now and again you have a little bit of a stretch. That would probably be my favourite move if I was meditating. So maybe stretch my leg out, stretch my other leg out, and go back into my practice. It may be that you roll your shoulders one way and then you roll your shoulders the other way. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And it's quite nice to do that, isn't it? Yep, Kirsten's doing it with her neck. So, you can do little yoga moves, little stretches. It's absolutely fine to do that as an anchor. Another favourite of mine is the heartbeat, of course, feeling your pulse or feeling your heartbeat. So I can really feel it holding this crystal right now. And if I was just to stay aware of that, that is allowing me to really focus in the moment and something that's going on in my body. So it's very mindful. You can actually literally feel your heartbeat, which is lovely, your beautiful heart beating away. It's very useful to burn incense when you're doing meditation and especially mindfulness. And the whole point of it, well, part of it, if you're anything like me, once again, and I know you are, is to cleanse your space, but to give yourself something that you can smell, is lovely. So you may use like the beautiful oils that Kirstine, made for myself and my friends. Beautiful. If you've got a nice smell, a nice scent like that, Lang Lang, Jasmine, Rose, those beautiful vibes, or whatever you feel that you want. I think it's quite nice. Every now and again, you can return to the smell. That's the point. So you can return to the smell, you can return to the heartbeat, you can return to the stretch, you can return to the visual, you can return to the sound, you can return to touch, you can return to the breath. So these are just techniques that allow us to, for a moment or two, just just expand our awareness and then settle back in to our practice of breathing. So the final point is, I know I went through them all again there, but the final point is noting labels. Um, so thinking, feeling, hearing, and returning to your chosen anchor. It's quite nice to choose one anchor per session and keep it gentle. And when the mind wanders, notice it and guide attention back to the anchor without judgment. Sounds dead easy, doesn't it? I know it will be because we're only going to practice for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but I think to choose one of them, can you have a wee think what you would do tonight? What your anchor would be?
Mm, Probably the birds for me.
The birds? Yeah, are they singing
Yeah,
away just now?
yeah, outside, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, don't have to do anything. It's
Mhm.
all happening for you. Nature's show.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks,
I,
Kirsty.
I loved what you said also about when you do notice that your mind wanders, that you're grateful that you've noticed it. I really like that. And that's so as to be kind to yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful.
Mm.
That's amazing. Yeah, and yeah, just been really grateful for that. Been really grateful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, an anchor something that you choose, and we'll do more on it as the evenings go on. I'm just having a wee look to see. I've got here for you. Where at? If I need to go back up here. Yeah, that required a bit of explanation. I hope it makes sense. And obviously, you can watch the video back, and you will see my notes. And I'll probably tidy them up at the end. One day when I've got a wee bit less to do. So have we got all that? Sensations. Yeah. Sorry, bear with me a wee second. So we've been through all that. Yep, lovely. Somebody's got the radio as their anchor. Fine, if that's what you want to do. Sounds like the radio, doesn't it? Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got just too much here, I think. That's not. Hey, found my wee button. I can scroll down. Brilliant. This is your little break before we go into the practice. So, so oh, that must be us there. Okay. Thursday, 7th of May. Okay. So there we've got the anchors that we spoke about.
You're just showing off how much work you've been doing for
I know
us.
I've done too much, haven't I? Because what I'm really looking for, I'll just go back to the start at the start actually, is this. This is probably it anyway. Um no, it's not, but I'll find it as we go along. Okay. If you would like to close your eyes, sorry about all that. Sure enough. It's quite nice that we're just on the side there as well, isn't it? The focus isn't completely on you. So it's lovely that you feel comfortable to keep your screen on. That's wonderful. If you'd like to gently close your eyes. And we're going to take in 3 slow, deep breaths to settle our attention into the body. That's beautiful. And if you'd like to shift your attention to the top of your head and take a moment to notice any sensations, like temperature, pressure, tension, without trying to change them. And moving your awareness down onto your forehead, allow it to soften and notice any sensations. Moving your awareness to your eyes, allowing them to sit softly in your head and noticing how your eyes feel right now, using a label if necessary. Moving your awareness into the muscles of the face, and in particular the strong jaw muscle. Noticing any sensations without judgment. And bring your awareness into your neck and your throat, noticing any sensations without trying to change them. And allow the body to relax, allow the muscles to soften as you scan down your body. Bringing your awareness down onto your arms, down into your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and your hands. Noticing any sensations. And moving your awareness into your hands, into the fingers and thumbs. And returning to the chest and belly, observing it rise and fall with each breath. Bringing your awareness down into your torso, noticing any sensations without trying to change them. And being aware of your back, the upper, the middle, and the lower back, noticing any sensations without trying to change them. And simply breathing into the energy of your back. Beautiful. Moving your awareness down into your hips, noticing any sensations without trying to change them. It may be you label whatever sensations you experience as you connect with your body. Moving your awareness down into your thighs. Moving your awareness into your knees, noticing any sensations. Moving your awareness down into the calves, noticing any sensations, and feel free to label. Moving your awareness down into your ankles, noticing any sensations, and feel free to label. Moving your awareness down into your feet, noticing the sensations within your feet. And finally, moving your awareness onto your toes, noticing any sensations without trying to change anything. That's beautiful. And then invite you to keep your eyes closed. And we're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths together. And we're going to spend the next few minutes simply sitting in tranquility. Whenever anything arises, label it with one word, then return to the breath. So inviting you to enjoy the breath for a couple of minutes. That's beautiful, and you may wish to relax and notice how you feel. As we were silent for around 3 or 4 minutes, just enjoying the breath. So keeping your eyes closed, we're going to do one more little exercise. Let's set an intention. Whatever you would like to feel like. It may be calm, it may be focus, it could be reset. Set yourself a little intention. That's beautiful. And now bring your attention to the breath and notice the natural breath, where you feel it in your nostrils, your chest or belly, its rhythm and its temperature. Without trying to change anything, we're not breathing deeply, we're just allowing ourselves to breathe. And we're feeling the breath, following the breath. Enjoy. That's beautiful. And now what we're going to do is choose an anchor and follow that. So it may be that you choose to witness the breath, the rise and fall of the belly or the chest, or it could be the cool air as you inhale through your nostrils, or the gentle warmth of the out breath as you exhale. It may be the birds singing, it may be the contact between your body and whatever's supporting you, or the ground. And all we're going to do is breathe and follow the anchor. So anytime your mind becomes distracted or noisy, bring yourself back to the anchor that you've chose to work with tonight. So let's take a nice deep breath and relax as you release the breath. Another nice slow deep breath. And relax. And one more slow deep breath. And relax. And allow yourself to enjoy the mindful practice, connecting and following your anchor for the next few minutes. That's beautiful. And take a nice deep breath and relax as you exhale. And begin to expand your awareness into the room, noticing the contact between your body and your clothes and whatever may be supporting you. Being aware of the temperature, being aware of your body. Beautiful. And whenever you feel like it, gently open your eyes and have a little stretch. Lovely. Well done, everyone. Yeah, let's have a wee chat about that. Quite interesting. I feel the same, Kirstine. Quite interesting. Using labeling and anchors to keep you present. And I just wonder how many thoughts you had other than anything to do with mindfulness or what we're doing just now. I mean, we did meditate for 20 minutes, maybe more. 20 minutes. Yeah. And I wonder how many thoughts you had that had nothing to do with what we're doing. I don't think you had many. Like, thinking about what somebody said or what you're going to do later on or what you did yesterday. No, well done, Lo. I could feel everyone was quite deep in their practice, but being able to, just say, thought or reflection or planning whenever these things come in brings you nicely back into your breath and your body, doesn't it? Yeah. It's nice to choose an anchor as well. Labeling is a fantastic thing to do. And you probably find yourself just doing that automatically, without judgment, of course. Being able to just feel. I always talk about keeping some of your awareness within your own body. And it's something that you can actually do all the time when you're awake, just keeping that awareness in your body. Okay. So I wonder what anchor you chose. I wonder how you got on. Do you mind me asking? I thought we'd do feedback at the end of tonight's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed presenting it. It was really lovely to deepen our mindful practice that wee bit more. Kirstine, shall we start with your good self just because you're the first person on the screen? You were the first person to join the meeting, and I know you want to.
Well, if I must go first, okay.
Thank
um,
you.
yeah, so I chose the birds, and it started off as blackbirds, but then it changed. I got oyster catchers, and I got eider ducks, and that gave me a wee smile as I changed it, and obviously I'm not going to judge them because it was beautiful, it was lovely, and it was yeah, it was a lovely experience altogether. When you were talking about body parts, about sensations, I got itch. I got an itch somewhere. I thought itch, itch. So it was definitely, yeah, a good reminder as to how to do it. I love doing mindfulness and doing it that way. So I really enjoyed it. I can't believe it was 20 minutes. It just went by in a flash.
Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely. Definitely. Good. Well done. That's awesome. Awesome feedback. Yeah, Wendy, you're next. Just working my way down the screen, if that's okay.
I I can't believe it was 20 minutes as well. It was very relaxing, just what I needed, because I had a bit of a tough day, and I chose my bed as my anchor. I was going to choose labels of the things that are coming, the pains in my body. I decided not to do that, and to get away from that. Um, I did tend to. I was I was planning how to get rid of these pains. I was planning things that happened in the day that didn't go right. I couldn't stop, but it was so much better than before, Jason. Because why I put my four down is, I had a really hard day with the insurance company, but like it wasn't like it was different. It was much because what you said choose an intention of what you would like to feel like, and I said beautiful because that's what I usually feel like, especially when you're doing the healing. And I said beautiful, so it changed and everything became more beautiful and nice, but I was still planning. I was still planning. Yeah.
So when you labeled that and you said, okay, planning, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that, did that allow you then to drop the planning for that moment and just be still in your body with an awareness of your
No.
bed?
No,
Okay,
I was really loving the meditation. It changed into a more beautiful sensation. I got stiller, but I was still right up until
still
the end. I was
okay.
doing this planning. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and that's okay. So the mind works that way. But the idea is just to allow us to drop that for a wee moment and have that little bit of stillness, you know. Sure, you can meditate on reflecting and for planning, and the Dalai Lama does exactly that. You know, he calls it analytical meditation. It's not a term I really use much, just because to me meditation's getting away from analysing, but there is a place for what you did. But the idea of the mindfulness and well done with your intention and feeling that, and you know, if I were lying there where you are, I'd be aware of the bed. And when I recognised that my mind was planning, I would use that label planning, so that I can then just drop the planning and go back into the stillness of the breath. But it looks like you had your moments of that anyway. And yeah, thanks for sharing. It's really just to get away from the autopilot of our minds, just to reset. So you said to make things more beautiful. That's wonderful. Somebody might have chose to their intention to reset. Thanks for your feedback. Shall we see what everyone else has got to say before we run out of time? Jason's been talking a lot. It's not like me. Hello, you're next. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I
Thank you, my
chose a
friend.
candle. I chose a candle as my anchor, and then I closed my eyes and I thought, oh, that was a silly thing to choose. So then I moved to my breath. I closed my eyes. I thought I can't see it. But after I got over that, I was really calm and it was really nice again. I was like completely blank. The only thing that I got in my body was hot when I got to my hands, but I've got like a wee patch of eczema just now. And when I'm touching it just now, it's actually really hot. But I think I've just been
Ah,
it all day. So I'll go
yeah.
and get a wee bit of chemo on it and give it a wee bit of Reiki.
Aye, that's what to do. It's funny, I had a wee bit of that come out my leg last night and I could not sleep because it got so hot. I couldn't sleep last night at all. And Phil kept cuddling in, which is lovely because I don't see him very often, but I was so hot and then it was getting that bit of eczema and it was itchy but really sore and it just came out of nowhere. Just
Yeah.
happened last night. So I know what you're talking about. So tonight when that happens to me, yeah, I'll give it my little label. I'll have my anchor because it kept waking me up, so that I can stay calm and fall back asleep and simply get my leg out the bed. Away for the quilt. I mean, let it cool down and just do some mindfulness. Yes, wonderful. You've done amazing, especially to have that still mind. So well done. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do always for everyone. But that's quite aligned with the way I would meditate, low, just to,
Yeah.
yeah. So as I can get some still. I don't want my mind thinking all the time. I just don't want it. Don't want it.
Mm.
I don't want it repeating other people's stuff. I don't want it, you know, having fears, having, you know, regrets or things like that. I wish to be rooted in this present moment and enjoy it. Um, and the way that you meditated allows you to do that. You're going to have a lovely evening for the stillness you had there. Well done. Jane,
Excellent.
how
Thank
did you get
you.
on, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I chose the birds because I can hear them out
Ah,
the window there.
yeah.
So could hear the blackbirds to start with, and then I don't know what other bird came chirping in. And then I could hear. I had to put the fire on. It's cold, and my heating's gone off. So I was like, I'm putting the fire on. So I was hearing the birds, and then I would hear maybe the log move a wee bit. But then as I was going through my body, it was like I got the top bit, and then I kind of like disappeared somewhere. And then
Good.
you mentioned about the knees, and I was like, oh, obviously went a bit deep and missed what you were saying. And
That's
20
great.
minutes, it seemed like about 20 seconds.
Yeah, because we're keeping kind of busy doing different things, scanning our body and using the anchors. Well done, though. And just to disappear, that's brilliant. As long as you come back to us,
I
we don't
did
want
come
you
back tonight.
disappearing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I was completely gone. It's
That's
just like,
amazing. I love that. I think that's great. That means you were so deep in your practice that, poof. I do love that. And you think, oh, and then sometimes there's an awareness that it's getting dark or something like that. Well, I can do that meditating and suddenly just realize, oh, it's getting dark. How long was I there for? Where was I? That's amazing. Well done. That's awesome. Awesome.
thank you.
Ah, you're welcome. Anyone else want to say anything? I don't know, Hazel, anyone else? Just checking the. Ah, yeah, the birds. What a good choice of anchor, everyone. Hazel, did you enjoy that, my friend?
I did. I was listening to the birds as well,
Uh-huh. Lovely.
but I fell asleep.
That's okay. That means you went deep, so that's okay. That's okay. Your mind was so relaxed.
Yeah, I really found. It was unbelievable because once I started listening to them, it was just like, oh, unbelievable. I could just feel myself. I was going to sleep, so that was it.
Uh-huh. Drifted off. No, that's lovely.
It's been a
That's
long day.
lovely. I understand. And do you know, because you brought your awareness into your body and you done the body scan first, I think it makes whatever you hear, the birdsong, more profound, deeper, just wow, you
I'd
know?
like to try it when I'm not tired. You know what I mean? So I could
Yeah.
try and do it without, you know what I mean, falling asleep.
Yeah.
But
Well, we're
not
going to
often
work
I
through the
learn.
weekend.
I'm actually going away this weekend, Jason. I'm going away tomorrow after work, and I won't be back until Sunday
Okay.
night.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know.
Aha. Okay. I'm missing you in this one, but thanks
I
for
know.
joining us
I'm so
tonight.
sorry. It's just been
It's
such a weird
absolutely
week.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. So nice to see you tonight. Excellent. Okay, Carol came on and she disappeared. Yay. What was your
Yeah,
anchor, Carol?
breathing, but I think I was the same. I don't think I fell asleep, but I can't remember anything of it. I think I went so deep as well. I think same's happened the last 2 nights. Well, each night it's been the same. So whether I've been tired, but I had no thoughts, and I just yeah, it was come to the end of it, and I'm thinking, what just happened? Did I fall asleep or was I just away? So
10 out of 10 to you as well. That's wonderful. We're only on night three, and that's really amazing. That's happened to you in all 3 nights and 3 occasions. You go deep and there's no thoughts, and you're just still, and you wonder where it went. And the same for Jane, and the same for Hazel. The same for Lo as well, actually. I think Kirstine stayed really quite present with her anchor. I have that feeling that you were just really present, and Wendy enjoyed seeing how her mind was organising and planning, and feeling more beautiful as well. So well done, everyone. We all had quite different experiences, but I think you did really well. I will let you go, but I do would like to ask you one more little question. Can we do a lovometer at the end just to see if mindfulness makes a difference to how you're feeling? Does it boost you? It's all a silly question, isn't it? A bit rhetorical. Ooh, 10, a 10, a 9, a 9, another 10. With stars and bells on. I love it. And a 9. Well done. Seriously, well done, everyone. Wendy, especially for you, your scores really went up, so that's amazing. Well done. That's awesome. Wow. What a nice note to end the evening on. Well done, everyone. Tomorrow we continue developing our practice, deepening our practice. And as I said at the beginning today before I hit record, we're looking at doing things where we can incorporate mindfulness into our daily life without it being, just being part of your life, just being part of who you are and what you are. So, lots of lovely ideas coming up and lots of little things to try. I can't wait. There's probably about 30 different little things that you can do with mindfulness and bring it into your day. There's more than that, but that's what the ones that we're going to focus on. You have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the rest of it. I will send Reiki to you all the way up to DJing and all the way back down. And when I get back home as well, I always need to have an hour in my bed. I'm meditating because my ears are ringing. So I'll be sending you all healing and it'll be through the night. I have sent you healing already today, but that's what I thought I would do when I was organising my day. I thought I'll send it going up, I'll send it going down. I'll do it when I'm dancing and I will send everyone healing when I come home and I meditate and get still. So enjoy all the healing. I hope you wake up feeling absolutely amazing tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday when it comes, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. I'll be coming from Dundee. I'm up at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning to go through to Dundee. Oh, the joys when you're DJing.
Have a great
Oh,
night, Jason.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I'm saying have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for a lovely night here. Thanks for a beautiful evening. I'll get the video all uploaded and sent to you before I go. So I've got 20 minutes. I better
I'll let
go.
you go. Yeah.
Night
I'll
night,
see-
everyone.
See you later, Jason.
See you
See you
all.
later.
Thank
Enjoy yourself,
you.
Hazel.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Night night. Love you.